Hey everybody, what's going on? I wanted to give a few tips related to recruitment cards and then talk about one more thing because you can make some pretty big mistakes. As I'm playing and learning these things, you can... I don't know if mistake is 100% the right word, but you can play this game much more efficiently and go so much further if you'll keep these things in mind, okay? Mistake's a strong word, but it's close. When you start on a new server, you're gonna have a series of events that is not the same for everyone at the same time. It's relative to your server. So if you start on a new server, you're gonna see a Ravenna and Luke banner, right? Those are gonna be your banners. And then the next week, you're gonna be Emma and Azina. And then the third week is gonna be this one. And the third week is Crete. And then randomly we had this Skewer and Hattie one pop up. But at first it was just Crete with this double chips event. Okay, now this double chips event is insane. Mathematically, you understand it. But until you see it in action, you can't fully feel the effect of just how valuable summoning limited cards during this event is. Because you know that when you summon a recruitment card, you get an exchange ticket in here, and then you have this shop. With double chips, obviously, you pop one card, you get 2 exchange tickets. It adds up so quickly in here. You see, I've already bought 2 copies of Crete, so I'm not even being as efficient as I necessarily should be, but I want my Immortal Crete. But I have bought both of my blue orbs. Now, we're going to swing back around and talk about blue orbs in a second, but it is a really good idea, as tempting as it's going to be and as painful as it might be to sit on those cards, to not summon a single limited summon until you get to week 3. I know that sounds crazy, but those double chips are gonna go such a long way for you in getting your blue orbs. You're definitely gonna be able to get both blue orbs if there's double banners, and probably set yourself up to get more blue orbs in the future. So if you're free to play, this is much more important even. I spend a decent amount of money on this account, and it's still important for me to be efficient. And as I'm getting further and further, I'm realizing I haven't been as efficient as I should have been in some spaces. For example, 1, saving limited summons until this event is incredibly important. 2, your advanced summons. I've been spending these a lot because I want food and I want duplicates of champs I'm building and I want to progress. But if you will let these pile up too, there will occasionally be a recruitment event that'll come around. And it counts limited and advanced summons. And the more you summon, the further down the rewards you get. There's some crazy stuff down there. One of them is a Bailey Hudson. It's at 500 or 700. I can't remember which one is which. I think Bailey Hudson's first at 500, but he might be 700. But either way, there's this like a Serena at 150, and then there's a Bailey Hudson down there, and there's a Rez, and that sounds like an insane amount of summons to save up, right? But the game is very generous. Even if you're free to play, the game is very generous. If we swap over real quick, actually, to my free to play account, I am barely in week 2. I'm on like day 9, I think, maybe. I think I'm on day 9. Yeah. I'm on my second set sailed Bosmina event, and I finished day 1. So I'm on day 9 currently. Also, quick note on this account. I thought the servers were grouped like 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30. But there's this account's on NA 27, and there's people in the 30s joining my guild. So if you want to try to join the guild, even if you're not in the 20s, give it a shot. Shoot me an application here. You can try the name or the ID. Just try to have your name changed. If you do it, I tend to give priority to people who have changed their name, because I just feel like it's a lot more likely those people are going to play than people who haven't bothered to change their name. So have changed your account's name up here before you apply, and I'll get you guys in because we do want to fill it up. So anyway, I'm on day 9 of this account. I have not spent a single limited summon, and I have 82. So I've already got, if week 3 hit right now, and I popped all of these limited cards, I would have enough to buy the blue orb from both banners, right? Because they're 80. That's going to put me at 164 if I popped all these. I've got enough to buy both blue orbs, and I'm going to hit pity on Crete. You know what I mean? It's so much more valuable. Whereas right now, if I did this, I'd hit pity and get an Emma and be left with 22 cards, and I would only have, 60 tickets in here. It's just so much more impactful to wait and do it on week 3. and they're going to come back around. This isn't going to be your only chance to get Emma. Emma's crazy strong. And if you get Emma and you invest in her, think it's going to be fine. I'm not telling you that like your account's ruined if you don't do these things. I'm just telling you how much further it's going to take you if you can hold out for those first 2 weeks and get those limited cards and start piling up blue orbs. And then also, I have popped a good bit of my advanced cards and I still have 54. Only in the last few days have I thought I'm gonna start hanging on to these as well. So I don't know how many I've actually earned since I started the account because I have spent quite a few of these, but I'm sitting on 54 right now. So they're there. I know that the number sounds high, 500 or 700 for Bailey Hudson total. I know that sounds ludicrous to think about. It's not. It's gonna add up really quick, okay? And again, this account's 100% free to play. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about was if you've been playing for a week and you blew all your limited summons and if you're not super attached to your account, it might be worth starting a new account on a brand new server and trying this method, you know what I mean? Now let's jump back over to the free to play or my main account rather, because there's one more thing I want to talk about. And that is the blue orbs. And this might sound like obvious, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I say this a lot. I know there's so much information to be trying to learn and take in that sometimes it's easy to overlook things that are obvious, but these blue orbs, try to hang on to them. Because for example, Bailey Hudson, I can go buy a pack right now if I want to. That'll unlock Bailey Hudson for me. There's one down here somewhere, military packs. Yeah, I can buy a pack for Bailey Hudson. But my thought for a while was, God, $100 for one, and then I'm still gonna need several other copies. Like, so, you know, $500 to get a Bailey Hudson and build him out moderately. But that's really not the case. If I will hang on to these blue orbs instead of use them on the champ that I'm focusing. Like Ravenna, for example. I used blue orbs in Ravenna to get her to where I've got her now because I was just tunnel visioned on Ravenna, right? And I was borderline there on Crete. And I thought, especially here, when I only need one more to get into Immortal, it's driving me crazy, right? I want my Crete at Immortal real bad, but there's 5 more days on his banner. I only need one more copy. I'll probably get it, right? I'll probably get him from here. If I don't get him from there, I'm gonna get him from here. Like, I'm gonna get that other copy. So if I hang on to the blue orbs and continue to let my cards pile up, I'll eventually get a free Bailey Hudson from that recruitment event. And by the time I do that, I'll probably have, I don't know, 5, 6 plus of these, plus the frags I'm getting from the event. I'll be able to probably immortal a Bailey Hudson by the time I get him. And we're just using Bailey Hudson as the example, just because I've slowed down on using the blue orbs on the champ that I've tunnel visioned, right? So try to hang on to the blue orbs for a champ that's not on banner, for a champ that you don't have a lot of access to, right? Because right now you can get, from Pity, you can get your copy of Crete. From the event, you can get a copy of Crete. And I thought there was one more available somewhere. Maybe I'm mistaken. I thought there was one more available from somewhere, though. I don't know. Either way, that's 2 copies right there. And then if you get lucky on, you know, whatever. So you can use your blue orbs how you want, but that's something that I just recently, like, finally clicked in my head, was like, oh, I'm not gonna need to spend $500 if I want to max a Bailey Hudson. I just need to save my blue orbs for him or whoever else it's gonna be that I might want to do something with. So start saving your cards for sure. I mean, obviously, if you're in the same week as I am on your account and it's double chip event, pop them, right? That's what we're saving up for. But if you have been on the fence about starting a new account, maybe you feel like your current account wasn't super efficient, it's probably worth it, right? You might lose a week and a half of time or so, but understanding that and using that, I think is going to go real far. I'm real excited to get to week 3 on my free-to-play account and see what kind of drastic leaps I'm able to make because I've been saving my summons, you know what I mean? So yeah, that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to continue to progress on that free-to-play account. Understanding that, like, it's not raid. It's much better. Which raid used to be a little bit different because they didn't have summon events going on every single day. But this is not really a game where you should be popping your cards every time you get them. And I was in that mode for a little bit with advanced because like I want food, I want copies of champs, I want to go. This isn't really that game. Do it with basic summons, and try to not use gems or diamonds on them at a certain point because that's not really efficient. So it might feel like it slows your progress down a little bit, but the bursts of progression you're going to get and the efficiency you're going to get out of being able to buy more of these blue orbs and pile them up, I think it's going to go a lot further ultimately. So we're going to do it on the free-to-play, and we're going to start being more careful about how we spend our cards here. I think I'm about strong enough anyway that I can justify slowing down here. And then on the free-to-play, we're going to do it from the beginning. We're going to be as efficient as we can and see how it all turns out. So that's it. I just wanted to kind of share that thought with you guys, especially the thing about the blue orbs. Sounds obvious, obviously, but I think it's real easy to get tunnel visioned too. On like for me, my creek's one away from immortal. I want it now. But if I'll just hold off for a second, I'll get the other copy and I'll still be able to keep my blue orbs. You know what I mean? So that's it. Just a few random tips about efficiency, and if you're considering a reroll and you're only like a week in, it might be worth it. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's it. Either way, getting out of here. Later.